Okay, here's my seed starting setup. I'm going to be planting tomatoes, basil, and some marigolds today. I'm going to use my 4-block soil blocker and make soil blocks for all of them. Soil blocks are by far my favorite way to start seeds. Uses a lot less space than using 3.5 or 4-inch little seed starting containers. I can fit 32 blocks in each one of these trays. Got a full article on soil blocking on our website, dbsfarmwilson.com. There's also links to these trays in that article as well. Go ahead and fill the rest of these up. Best thing about these soil blocks is they're super easy to make. Take a lot less seed starting soil. They're easy to water, and they self-prune. As soon as the roots get to the edge of the soil block, they kind of stop growing. So you have a lot less risk of them getting root bound. The only issue I have with soil blocks is it's hard to label what seeds are in what block because there's nothing really to stick a tag into. If anybody has a neat trick on how to label soil blocks, please let me know in the comments, because the way I do it is fine, but it's not ideal. So I've got 8 different types of tomatoes I'm starting, and I'll also be starting probably about 8 marigolds and either 4 or 8 basil plants. So the main one I start is Roma tomatoes, just a basic determinate tomato. We use this one when we're making our tomato sauce and pizza sauce and stuff like that at the end of the year during harvest season. So all I do for when I'm labeling all these, I'll write Roma on one and on the back of this. So this will be the 20 Romas that I start, and I'll just place it in there. So then when I come, I can kind of look and see what tomatoes I have. Hopefully they stay in the right order and I can keep them organized. In the end, it doesn't really matter because they're all getting planted, they're all going to grow. And once they're growing, I can tell the difference between the tomatoes. So I put 2 tomato seeds in each hole of the soil block. I don't know if you can see the soil blocks very well. These are all tomato seeds that I've saved myself. If you've never saved tomato seeds, they have a way better germination rate than store-bought seeds. Store-bought seeds always come with a best before date on them, but they've probably been sitting in a package or a warehouse somewhere for years. These seeds I saved 2 years ago. I think I have 100% germination rate, and they germinate generally in like 3 or 4 days. If you want to save your own tomato seeds, I've got an article on our website again, dbsfarmwilson.com. It's very simple to do, and I encourage everybody that's growing tomatoes to save their own seeds, especially from a variety that they like, or maybe you get a rare variety that's not available every year. This way, if you save them yourself, you'll know you'll have seeds for next year. All right, last one. When you've got all your seeds planted, just grab a little bit extra of the seed starting mix and fill in the hole above the seeds. Okay, I'll go ahead and get the rest of these planted, and I'll show you what I do to help them germinate. One more thing before I finish up starting these seeds. Tomatoes grow really fast, so I start seeds a little later than probably some people. It's the 19th of April right now. We're about 4 weeks from our last frost date. I always plant my seeds outside at least a week after our last frost date, sometimes 2. So 2 weeks after our last frost date from today is 6 weeks. And tomatoes grow so fast. 6 weeks from now, they'll be more than big enough to plant outside. I don't like how big they get when I do it any earlier than this. If they're growing in seed starting material for 8 weeks, they get root bound, they're way too big, and I feel like they almost get stunted a little bit. So I do them pretty late, especially compared to some other people. I'm in zone 5B in Ontario. To help speed up the seed starting process, I use some heat mats that keep the temperature steady, optimal for germination of these warm weather crops. Take each seed tray and put it on top of the mat. Once they're here, we'll put the humidity dome on top to keep the moisture in. And that's how I start my seeds. I've already got peppers and onions and some flowers my wife started. I don't know what those are. These will all be germinated probably within the next week. Once they start germination, take the humidity domes off, turn off and remove the heat mat, and they'll stay in these soil blocks for probably 2 weeks or so. After that, I'll transplant them into these little 3.5-inch pots, and they'll stay in that until they're ready to be transplanted outside in about 6 weeks. Other than that, thanks for watching. This is how I start tomato seeds here on our homestead. And if you've got any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.